Lucky Land Casino, asking people, what's the weirdest place you've gotten lucky?
Lucky? In line at the deli, I guess?
Aha, in my dentist's office. More than once, actually.
Do I have to say?
Yes, you do.
In the car before my kids' PTA meeting.
Really?
Yes.
Excuse me, what's the weirdest place you've gotten lucky?
I never win and tell.
Well, there you have it. You can get lucky anywhere, playing at LuckyLandSlots.com. Play for free right now. Are you feeling lucky? No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18+. Terms and conditions apply. See website for details.
Hello, it is Ryan, and we could all use an extra bright spot in our day, couldn't we? Just to make up for things like sitting in traffic, doing the dishes, counting your steps, you know, all the mundane stuff. That is why I'm such a big fan of Chumba Casino. Chumba Casino has all your favorite social casino-style games that you can play for free anytime, anywhere with daily bonuses. That should brighten your day a little. Actually, a lot. So sign up now at ChumbaCasino.com. That's ChumbaCasino.com.
No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. See terms and conditions. 18+.
Okay, round two. Name something that's not boring.
A laundry? Ooh, a book club. Computer solitaire, huh?
Ah, sorry. We were looking for Chumba Casino. That's right. ChumbaCasino.com has over 100 casino-style games. Join today and play for free for your chance to redeem some serious prizes. ChumbaCasino.com.
No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18+. Terms and conditions apply. See website for details.
You're listening to the RAP podcast, the Welsh Regional Rugby Appreciation Pod, where we try to cover all the important issues on and off the field in Welsh regional and national rugby. If you'd like to get in touch with the show, all of that information is at the end, so you'll just have to bear with us and get to that bit. In the meantime, enjoy this week's show. Hello and welcome once again to the RAP podcast. Joining me as always is one from each region. So I've got Jamie, Reese and Carmen with me this week. How are we, gents?
Very well.
Bonsoir. Bonsoir.
You can tell we've had a good weekend. Everybody's won this weekend. Everybody's smiling.
We're all, but who's the happiest?
Yeah. Yeah. So before we crack, it's like Christmas, isn't it? Everybody's happy. So before we crack on with the jollities, let's get the admin out the way, because I had a couple of questions over the last couple of weeks about, do we really drink, or are we just pretending to drink because to be cool? I go, no, we're genuinely having a decent pint, So, who's got what this week? Where should we start? Let's start with Carwin then. Go on, Car.
I'm still on the San Miguel, to be honest, boys. I was debating a cup of tea, purely because I had a few sherbets yesterday, and I thought, no, I'm going to have a San Miguel because I'm not working tomorrow. So happy days.
Happy days.
Cheers. Or, cheers, or as they say in French, salut.
This could be worse than me with the Sharks, man.
I don't think it's possible, but I think he's going to have a crack at it, mate. Reese, what have you got this week, mate?
I've got a Glamorgan Brewing Company, made in Llantrisson, but the history buffs from your end, Jemima's Pitchfork on Jemima Nichols, isn't it? Who captured the 12 Frenchmen on the last invasion of Britain, eh?
We're talking about the French again.
Yeah. West Wales to beat the French.
I had a bottle of that a while ago. It's really nice.
Yeah, really nice. It says about citrus in it, but I can't taste any of that. But it's a really nice beer.
Yeah, citrus bollocks it is. Jake, what have you got, mate?
I'm excited about this one because I got a brand new
Hang on. Before Jamie starts, let's go round the table. What fancy fucking weird shit do we think Jamie's got this week? I think he's got passion fruit this week.
I don't know. I think he's got like a pink can with like some blue, some blue shit in it. I don't know.
You're right on blue shit. It is blue shit. You got that bit right.
Oh god.
A Pernod.
Fuck off.
What have you got?
So it's the brand new one from Tiny Rebel. This is Primed. And I don't know if you've seen, it's a take on the Prime energy drink that's currently sweeping the nation. You've probably seen in the news, there are grown adults fighting amongst each other in supermarkets. Yeah, and paying stupid fucking prices for it on eBay. It's absolutely insane. So this is their take on Primed. It's a blue raspberry IPA, 5.8%. And yeah, first time I've had it. It's very, very nice. I bought a pack of Tiny Rebel beers, the new ones. This is one of them. And yeah, I quite like this one. This is good. So it's Tiny Rebel Primed Blue Raspberry IPA.
See, back in my day, it was my Mad Dog.
Yeah, Mad Dog.
Mad Dog, yeah, remember that? Yeah.
But give me some Tiny Rebel. I always like it when I go to the bar in town.
Yeah.
So my drink of the week is a cup of tea, because I've had a weekend of it, and then I had some more last night. And between Christmas and finishing off the Baileys, and then a weekend of tequila cocktails, yeah, I've got a couple of bottles of SA downstairs, and I just looked at them and I went, no, I just can't do it. So yeah,
you're feeling a bit precious, aren't you?
Oh, it's a cup of tea. that's it. So yeah, I'm gonna wuss out this week, boys. But there we go. Right, so let's do rugby then. Let's do the fun bits. Let's do rugby. So before we started recording, we were kind of going through who's actually seen watch, and between all of us, we've all kind of seen every game. But like nobody's seen every game, so it might be a little bit of ping pong as we go around tonight. So should we start with let's go in the order they played. So Scarlets first. Did anybody else see the Scarlets game or seen the highlights?
Yeah, all the highlights. That was it.
I saw the game. Yeah,
you saw the game. Right. Okay. So what did you boys make of it?
I thought the Cheetahs looked like a side different to the last time. They looked like they'd been together and played together a bit more now. They had a bit more about them, and I think, well, they gave you a bit of a scare, didn't they, when they went ahead? We came back from 10-3 down. You had Tuvalu sent off, and they looked in the ascendancy, didn't they? But fair play, the Scarlets came back. They've got to dog it. Ken Owens again, special mention in dispatches, and a great effort by the front five. And the handling towards the end for that McNichol try was ridiculous. Like, it was the whole defence right up in their faces, and everybody they looked like they were on the training paddock. So that was great.
Yeah. So three offloads, wasn't it? 3 offloads out of the tackle. It was it was quite nice to watch him in patches, and then like I say, they were much more competitive than they were last time. I just there were a couple of scary men. It felt like we should have been further ahead because we had a lot of the play, and we just didn't finish the way you'd kind of expect us to, which was a bit disappointing. But like I say, a win's a win. You know, you can only beat what's in front of you, and we did. So we're still unbeaten in 2023, which, you know, I'll live with that one. That's quite nice. Yeah. And we qualified top of the group we've qualified for the home win, home fixture, but it'll be top or second. So first and second get home fixtures against bottom 5th and 6th or something like that, innit? So yeah, it was nice in the end, but we made hard work of it. We should have kind of put that away a lot sooner. But yeah, I thought Tuipulotu played really well. You were saying a couple of weeks ago, James, that you're not seen.
Well, you're online favourite.
Yeah, but
they love him, don't they? US Online, they love him.
He's really starting to actually show what the fuss is about now. You know, he's had a couple of barnstorming runs, decent tackling, decent in defence. His yellow card, which fair enough.
That wasn't a decent tackle.
Well, no, but the guy jumped. Do you see the height of the guy that was jumping? I mean, he hit him in the head with his knee. I mean, the guy needs to do high jump or something, because that was a hell of a
That was a yellow card, wasn't it?
And you can't argue that's fair enough, because and I thought the whole referee team actually did really well. She explained it really well. She said you've got a duty of care with the man in the air, and that's why it's a card. But the guy's 6 foot off the floor. He's running forward. You're running forward. It's not like it's a high contact or anything like that. So there's your mitigation, and it was common sense more than anything. If you're running into a line out, it wasn't even his ball. It was Dan Davis's ball was 5 meters to his left. So he was looking at Dan Davis, and the next thing he's got a guy coming at him with his knee in his face, so he couldn't really do much. There was no reaction time or anything. So I thought yellow card was, fair on that one. But the rest of the game, it's one of those things that we do some really good stuff and then we just balls it up every now and again. But yeah.
And to be fair to the Cheetahs, they caused you some problems, didn't they? Like the tries came from sort of breaking you down. But the way you came back towards the end showed a lot of character, didn't it? Nobody panicked.
Yeah, and it's probably character that we didn't have at the start of the season. At the start of the season, we were a bit lighthearted. We just weren't kind of gritty enough, and you can kind of see it there now that grit is starting to build.
Wyn Jones back on the park, and I think he was on 5 minutes and got a jackal.
Yeah, got a turnover, some decent tackles, held up well in the scrum. He's put a couple of pounds on since he's been off. He's had a couple of boxes of Quality Street over Christmas, I think. But yeah, it's just good to see players like that coming back. If Samson Lee ever comes back, that'll be lovely as well. But we're all pretty much resigned to the fact that we're never going to see Samson Lee on a pitch again. But it's good to have Wyn Jones back. Costello did okay when he came on. He dropped a couple of balls, but then he had 2 turnovers straight after. So there's lots of positives coming out of it, and there weren't many positives coming out at the start of the season. So it feels like we're heading in the right direction again.
And look, at the end of the day, a win's a win, isn't it? It wasn't pretty. It was scrappy. I think I predicted a 15-point win for the Scarlets on the last pod, and I'm not going to lie. I thought the Scarlets were going to wipe the floor with the Cheetahs. I expected them to. They didn't. They struggled. But what matters, they got the win. They're in complete control of that pool. And that's, all that matters at the end of the day. It is a case of job done, isn't it? But I tell you what was nice. I don't know if you saw it. There was an all-female officiating team.
Yeah,
which I thought was really nice and actually a step forward for the game, and I thought that was a really nice touch. Personally,
and they all did very well. There wasn't really anything there that was particularly controversial, and I think the way female referees explain stuff to men is better. And I say this every week, but nobody can explain to a prop what's going on in a scrum. You can't. There is just the pressures are too much. It's a confusing. Yeah. So when she's talking to the props and telling them, I need you to keep your shoulders above your hips, and I need you to keep your hips strong. So I need you to present me with a picture that shows you going forward, not going down. And I've never heard a referee actually explain to a prop what, as a referee, this
how
is
to do it properly.
Yeah, exactly.
But what she's looking for, isn't it? What she's looking to see.
Exactly,
what she's looking to see.
Yeah.
It's good. It's good. Credit to Ollie Davidson. She's a very good ref, actually, Ollie Davidson. Yeah. She is. She is very good.
I wouldn't be surprised to see that come in more often. Just not like
and it should. It should.
Yeah, it's not a gimmick. Do you know what I mean? It wasn't like we got a fancy game. It's not a Barbarians game where it's all about let's have a bit of fun. Proper full-on game. It just happens to be that we got an all-female officiating team, and bang, long may it last. So, enjoyed it. I had to watch it on replay, but enjoyed it for what it was, and fingers crossed we can do the job properly again next week.
Just I think Jonathan Davis is coming back to a bit of form as well, just before the Six Nations. I think the past couple of games against us,
that's true, yeah,
and in this game sort of thing, he's showing like defensively, he sort of seems to be back. He's taking the ball up really well and intelligently. So yeah, he had a very good game.
I think so many people have been saying to him for so long, how are you going to get back in a Wales squad? How's it affecting you? This, that, and the other. And then I think it was after the Cardiff game where they said, Warren Gatton was watching in the stands. What did you think? And he said, it doesn't bother me. I'm here. I'm playing for the Scarlets. And I think he's refound that love of the club. Do you know what I mean? I know he's always had it because, off the field and when he's training and this, that, and the other, he's proper, cut him in half and he's red. He's
well, like they say, form is temporary, class is permanent.
Yeah,
it's very simple.
He's really starting to regain. I don't think he'll go back into the Wales squad, but from a Scarlet's point of view, I think it's excellent because he's having a great effect on someone like Joe Roberts. Joe Roberts had another fantastic game. He's really looking. He at the end of last season, he was really looking like a player that was going to dominate the future, and then he had a nasty injury. He's had 2 games back from that injury, and he is all over the place. He's fantastic. So, yeah, fingers crossed.
Nice one.
We can move on.
Absolutely. So, before we on the Dragons, we're moving on to Dragons. Can I just give a shout out to Ollie Griffiths? I was gutted to see him come off the park. All the injuries he's had, and then bang, I think it was 20 minutes in, and he's come off injured again. I mean, that must be heart wrenching for the guy. Absolutely heart wrenching. But I'll let Jamie talk the talk about the Dragons, and we'll join in.
Yeah, so look, we said last week, didn't we, on the pod, the Dragons had to get something from this game if they had any hope of getting through to the knockout stages. And we got off to the worst possible start. It was very Dragons-y, a try conceded in the first 5 minutes. And, you're thinking, here we go again, But full credit, they fought back very well. I thought we responded pretty good. And it's not easy to win in France, and it doesn't matter whether it's Challenge Cup, whether it's Champions Cup, whether it's a full strength team or not. It's very difficult to go out in France and to get the job done, and it wasn't easy. It was tense. I didn't enjoy the game whatsoever. There was people messaging me saying, "Oh, what a good game it was." I couldn't enjoy it. I only enjoyed the final whistle because I knew we'd won and it was over. But it was just too tight and tense for my liking. So, a lot of players stepped up. I thought George Knott was brilliant, absolutely fantastic. I read a stat that he stole 5 lineouts.
He was superb.
He worked his absolute bollocks off. He was brilliant. But what annoyed me, because, last week I talked about, players getting man of the match from the losing team. Well, obviously, George Knott was fantastic, right? And I'm thinking he's got to be man of the match here. French commentators, of course, give it to a Pau player, didn't they? They gave it to the young lock. They gave it to Araujo. And to be fair, yeah, he was good in the loose. He carried and tackled well. But Pau's line-out success was something like 71, 72%. So he gave it to them. I don't know. But he was robbed, George Knott, because he was absolutely brilliant. Full credit. A lot of players stepped out. I thought Will Reed, young fly-off, I thought he pulled the strings really well. I thought Tane Basham, he's put his hand up for Wales selection. I mean, we're obviously recording this before the Wales squad gets announced, but if he gets called up for the Wales squad, I wouldn't be surprised because I think, we had a really good game. I'm afraid to say the scrum was an absolute disaster again. It really is a big problem for the Dragons. Watching them scrummage is making my eyes bleed, because we're playing the same front 5 for the past few games now, and we're getting absolutely slaughtered. It was painful viewing. It really was. We had no platform whatsoever. We basically won without any sort of functioning scrum, which is quite impressive when you think about it.
I think you're really missing. You're really missing Will Rowlands for a start. I think I think it's a huge loss.
Yeah, I mean, losing Carlton Rowlands killed us, and but the front row was really struggling at the moment, and It's a difficult situation because Lloyd Fairbrother is on bereavement leave at the moment, and we don't know what's happening with Leon Brown. They keep saying we're not rushing him. I mean, they're sticking to their word, and I mean, I don't know when he's going to come back, but yeah, I'm just pleased we won. That's all I wanted was to win. I'd rather us win ugly than lose pretty, and I think sometimes the Dragons are good at losing pretty, and they don't do enough gritty, hard-earned wins. I like to see us gritted out a little bit. But I think what pleased me most about that game was the youngsters that came on at the end. We closed out the game with we had our youngsters in our squad. Shea Hope, the scrum half, he's only 19. Brody Cogburn, the hooker, he's 22. Luke Yendall, tight head, he's only 22. Josh Reynolds, 24. Ben Carter came off. He's made his return from injury. And, Carter's been around for a little while now, but we forget how young he is. He's only 21. Yeah. Ben Carter.
And it's promising. It's promising for the Dragons' future, to be honest.
Absolutely. I was delighted with the win. It's job done now. We got a really good shot of making the knockouts. First win since October. First win in Europe for 3 years, I believe. So it was relief. It wasn't pretty. It was nervy. It was tight. It was tense. I didn't enjoy it one bit, but we got the job done, and that's all that matters, isn't it?
Yeah, I say Di Flanagan will be pretty happy.
You'll have to find a new set of metaphors now, isn't it? Like shit the bed.
But they'll still do that.
Positive ones to crack on with.
But they'll still shit the bed at some stage. But what I want to do, just before I wrap up on this, I want to give a shout out to Matt O'Brien. So I don't know if you saw this story. So Matt O'Brien was part of the Dragons coaching team out in Po, and they got a chartered flight back after the game. He went straight into the Newport team the next day. They were playing in Cardiff at the Arms Park. And he scored a drop goal in the dying seconds to break Cardiff hearts. I mean, it was wonderful. It's a terrific story. It really was glorious. Stop a fair play to the guy, to go out there.
Yeah, it was fantastic. I didn't see it in the video.
The drop goal, right? And I'm not even exaggerating. Any fly half in World Rugby would have been happy with that drop goal. It was fantastic. It was a brilliant way to end the game. Great story.
Miles out to the side. Yeah.
Oh, it's fantastic. It's nice to see Cardiff hearts being broken for a change anyway. So, I quite enjoyed it. Yes. Well done, Cardiff. Well done, Newport. Well done, Matt O'Brien.
Yeah.
Right then, Reece, talk to us about Cardiff Newcastle.
Well, but do you know what? Like Cardiff Newport was the first ever game I went to with my grandmother. I was to see that at the Arms Park. Well, a couple of things to pick up on. I think is we played against a very poor Newcastle side. A couple of reasons I say that is how badly we mauled them with a lot of young players in the side. They seemed to be clueless in attack. Our defence was very good, to be fair, and I think we picked up a lot of ball from an aggressive defence. Owen Lane's one of his interception try was the Cardiff line coming up. If you saw Falatau pick up the ball in our own 22, and then suddenly we were underneath their posts. And I remember one part that when I thought, like, this Newcastle side isn't taking this seriously, when we were getting a little bit we were getting a lot of penalties against us in the scrum. They were in our 22. They had a penalty against us. We had Myhill already in the bin, and they chose I believe it was in the bin at the time, but they chose to tap and go. And all through the game, they've been just coming up against this defence that are just knocking them back. And I just do not understand that decision. The Cardiff side, you were saying about the youngsters in the Dragons, just picking up a bit on that, like Mason Grady and Ben Thomas as centre. Ben Thomas now has been in the Cardiff side, settled in, but he's still a youngster, and he's like a classy. He can play fullback, he can play 10, he can play 12. But him and Priestland were putting Mason Grady in a bit of space a lot, and he was causing 6'5" running at that speed. And those angles sort of thing, like, he's really causing some damage, taking 2 or 3 players with him. We had a sort of a real sideline, squad player in Kieran Azarati at tight head. But I thought he worked his absolute socks off during the game. He really struggled at scrum time, but he made up for it round the park. And we had a really classy looking back row: Josh Turnbull, Ellis Jenkins and Falatau. But I want to put a big shout out, talking about young players coming through. like there's obviously Seb Davis, who's in his he's not the youngster anymore and stuff like that, but he put a shift in during this game. He was everywhere. But Teddy Williams absolutely had a stormer. He's been coming on for us from the bench. This was his first start for Cardiff. The Cardiff line out since, I don't know, Christmas and before has been awful, as we've mentioned on this pod before. But like the first try came, I think, with 1 minute 30, and it was just top class. And it was Teddy Williams took the ball. He disrupted their line out. He was a ball carrier. He hit every ruck and maul. He was just everywhere. He was a big shout out and to the memory of his father, who enjoyed watching immensely Owen Williams back in the day. But yeah, so we went out and did what we needed to do. But I thought it was a good first half. I thought we put some really classy things together. When we got a player like Rhys Carey as well, we're tapping and going near the try line as well, and then setting up, and then Rhys Carey's coming in at an angle and just being chucked the ball to, and he goes over, sort of thing. Not many people can stop him. So yeah, and then the second half, I thought Cardiff were quite poor to a point, sort of thing. We still got a few tries, but when they had a red card, and I think we should have put more than 42 points on them. But I'm happy. We've out of 3 games now, we got 15 points. So yeah, all round. And then just one more thing about it is players like Ivan Daniel came on for My Hill. He's a 20-year-old hooker and did a job. He threw himself about the park. We've got a huge prop for the future, I think, in Will Davis-King. He's coming through nicely. It was nice to see James Botham back from injury, so he came on for a bit. And the last try, it was nice to see Ellis Jenkins. The last try we scored, Harry Millard, who was very much of a fringe player, plays a lot for the Rags. Ellis Jenkins picks it up and just backhands to Millard in space. And Millard I didn't know he had that pace. He just scorches past the defence to score the try. So, yeah, we put some really good stuff together. Again, could do better, but there's some of the youngsters come through and play so well as well. Especially some of the ones that's never we started like 10 now.
Happy days onwards and upwards, eh?
Yeah, no, absolutely. And it's nice to be cheering after the past couple of games as well.
Yeah, absolutely. So you're happy?
Yes, not too bad.
Jamie's happy, and Lee's happy.
Yeah. Are you happy?
You've been waiting for this bit, haven't you? Go on.
All right.
Go on, do your bit. We're all going to come and have another cup of tea. You crack on.
Yeah, je suis très happy.
Mange two.
Mange two. Money. No, do you know what? Wow. Firstly, we came up against a huge Montpellier team, which was full of class. Lots, back and forth tries, back and forth. It was one of those games you just wanted to be at. Just the excitement. It had it all. We'll talk about tips to try after, but I thought they were fantastic. It was a great game to watch. I was on the edge of my seat. Unfortunately, I couldn't be there. I really wish I was. Where to start? I mean, the pack again were immense, absolutely immense. Didn't take a backward step. Like I said, we've got 6 front rowers there, and it doesn't matter who starts or finishes the games. They're doing the job. Absolute cracking job. And then to bring on Morgan Morris there as well in the back row. Towards the end of the game, and he has a superb showing in the second half there. Rhys Davis 6, fantastic. And he's a lump of a bloke, absolutely lump of a bloke.
It worked well.
It absolutely worked. Especially obviously given another the line out option as well. Him, Beard, Alan Wynne, and Tips. I don't think you can go far wrong there. And I thought I had a really good game. Was Michael Collins. I thought he is really standing up for the Ospreys at the moment. He's got that passion there. He is a very skillful player, and he'll always be on the shoulder of someone. It doesn't matter where it is, he's always there. I thought Kai Evans was completely unnerved with the boot, which I'm really pleased about.
He's done really well, hasn't he, Kai Evans?
He's
got to be one of the most improved players in Welsh rugby.
Absolutely. And then, Willems, I think he was lucky not to get a yellow card with the double tackle on Rhys Davis. I think that was a very close call to him not going to the bin. I don't want to be biased, but I think it's the ref's call. It's the TMO. They're the experts, not me. But as a fan, I'm like, he should have had 10 minutes. But the game itself was absolutely breathtaking. Back and forth, but our pack stood up to them. The tackles were going in. They were smashing us. When camera come on, I thought, oh God, here we go. It's just giving them an extra dimension as well. And then when Corbus Reinach scored, I thought, I thought that's it now. And it wasn't. There was still more to do. It was still more to come. But Tips is trying. The vision from the guy, we know he's got it. We've seen it before. But I want to sort of tip my hat off to Keelan Giles because he flew down that wing. And he tiptoed down that wing and dropped the ball on his foot sweetly and put it in. That's some skill as well. Everyone's talking about Tips and the vision, the try, and it was a great try. But Keelan Giles, if it wasn't for him, that would have been, they could have been smashed into touch, game over sort of thing.
But to take that ball at that pace, so he's made, 15, 20 metres before he's got to that ball. The ball's bouncing all over the place. He's got maybe a foot of space to work in, plus he's got a covering player to come across. And I counted it today. I put it on slow motion and what have you. Inside 4 steps, right? He collects the ball. He readjusts his balance. He goes around the player, swaps the ball into the other hand, and makes the kick. And it's a perfectly weighted kick as well. To do that when you're coming at full pace is absolutely outstanding.
Absolutely.
When people were saying about Tipperick, I thought looking at that with no commentary, and I'm going, that you should be excited about what Keelan Giles did, not necessarily Tipperick on that one.
But as a team, though, I thought they were outstanding. They played for each other. They played for the fans. And, it's not the Warren Gatland effect. This has been coming. We've all 4 regions have played well this weekend, and happy days, we've all won. And it could bode well going into the Six Nations. My only issue is, have we had enough players to play well enough to get into that squad where we lose so many players that we have a shite few weeks now, when it comes to playing in the league again, or unless is there a break between the Six Nations? There was talk of having a break.
No, you've got Zebra, mate.
Happy days, right? Happy days, 5 points. But no, seriously, I think they were all superb. I was gutted to see Rhys Webb go off. I thought he was starting to go the gears, but Ruben Morgan-Williams, he stepped up again. He stepped up. He had a great game against Leinster, and he played fantastic on Saturday night for us. And Owen Williams again sort of steady the ship. I think the guy who's his class, whoever he's played for,
I said he'd be a game changer, didn't I? I said, Osprey's signing a proper 10, he'd be a game changer for the Ospreys, and it's worked an absolute treat. Brilliant signing.
Absolutely, and the fact that we're able to rotate the people we have in that squad now. You've got Nagy, Kai Evans, fullbacks there, and then you've got Morgan to come in on the wing. Cuthbert with 2 tries, happy days. The squad is starting to look really settled, and it doesn't matter who. Like we brought Bradley Davis on; he hasn't played for a while, but he got stuck in. It didn't matter. They played for each other, and they came out the other side. And I thought, what a win! Just to end up that Saturday night with that win and going forward. I was looking at the table today, and we're above Montpellier, Clermont, Ulster, Munster, Northampton, Sale. They're all below us. Have you all gone silent?
No, we're just listening to you, mate.
Listen to your dog. Sort the bloody dog out.
He's not an Osprey, is he, the dog?
Well, I've got him a top. That table, to be sitting that high up in that table, 1 game to go, we're going away to going away to Leicester now on Friday night. Happy days.
But you don't you still need a result?
They need a point.
Leicester,
They need a point.
They need a point. Yeah.
So either a losing bonus point to be enough, or a try.
Losing bonus point, yeah.
Yeah.
But Carwyn, here's a stat for you with Owen Williams. He started 4 games. They've won all 4 games. Ospreys.
Won all 4. Absolutely. Keep it on. Keep it rolling.
But it was a brilliant game, though, wasn't it? And I sat there, and I'm not going to lie, I really, really wanted Ospreys to win. I'm happy to be, parochialism aside, I really want the Ospreys to do well in this competition, because Welsh Rugby now, we know it's going through some difficult times and moments. It's a shot in the arm, and it's a boost to have a team, because Challenge Cup is one thing. It's great to see us all doing well in Challenge Cup, but this is the elite competition. This is the big boys. And for Ospreys to be flying a flag in Europe, I know some fans are like, but I don't care. I think it's brilliant. And I'm so glad they won. It was a brilliant game. And Justin Tipuric, that guy is superb. I don't think there's another back row in Wales who could score that try, the one he scored. It was absolutely brilliant. He is, and I said this on Twitter, I did like a mini thread. He is one of the most talented back rowers Wales have ever produced, and one of the most talented players the game has ever seen. And that's not hot. That's just a fact. He is so talented, and he's respected around the world. And let's bear in mind, we got fantastic depth in the back row in Wales. We are the envy of a lot of rugby nations, real back rowers. But Justin Tipuric is something else. He can do stuff that other back rowers simply can't do. And I thought he was brilliant. I had people say to me on Twitter, he wasn't very good in the autumn, though, was he? Well, he wasn't fit for a start. I don't believe he was fully fit. He was rushed back. And I don't think he should have been captain either. But when he's in that form, and he's coming into good form now in the Six Nations round, I think he's outstanding.
He's unplayable. He's unplayable.
He's brilliant. He's a cut above. He really is. Yeah. Brilliant.
But like I said, we're moving forward to Friday night's game now. We've got Leicester in Welford Road. We go fully loaded to that game. Every chance we'll come away with the win. Every single chance we'll come away with the win.
Yeah, they won mine, didn't they?
They did, yeah. What's he doing?
Yeah, they had a very good win out in Clermont, didn't they?
What a game that was. What a game that was.
Yeah. But the Ospreys could do it,
superb.
Definitely. They could do it. They got the pack to go there and take Leicester on up front.
Yeah.
I know we'll talk about predictions later, but it's very exciting. I'm looking forward to that game, actually.
I'm looking forward to that game. I can't wait. Well, actually, I'm working on Friday night, so I'll be having the phone down between the legs. I'll be watching, trying not to scream out during work.
That could be taken so wrong, Carwyn. I've got my phone on vibrate between my legs, and I'm going to try not to scream out. You do what you do, fella. You carry on, mate.
You do you.
Well, so I was going to move on to what's coming next, and I was going to have a look at our predictions for last week, because I found I've got organised and I have a spreadsheet. So predictions for last week then. Who came top? So Carwyn, you came top last week. Your
about time.
Yeah, your variance was 45 points, and worst was Reese. You were 63, and then
carrying on that special vein of form.
But ironically, you were undone by Cardiff. The Cardiff scored. That's the one that really you're doing well until then, mate. But yeah, so moving on to this week then. Let's talk about Bayonne and Scarlets. And the good thing with this is that it's out there. It's in Bayonne, south of France, because I've had a look at the weather forecast and it's freezing and pissing down. So, yeah, an away fixture, not a bad thing. So, what's your predictions on Scarlets and Bayonne for this week, Dan? Is that your deep in thought voice? Is it?
Well, that's my deep in thought voice. Yeah,
better.
Have you sorted your dog out now of your car?
I have. Someone's trying to break in at the back, I reckon. But yeah, it's all sorted. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
We can hear you.
So, Bayonne versus Scarlets, mate. I don't think that Bayonne they're not gonna be interested in it. They're bottom of the table. They're fighting to stay in the league. I can't see anything in it for them to worth. It's not worth putting a decent side out. And for Scarlets, this is our season now. It's about development and it's about going forward. The only thing that we're actually in with a chance of doing well in is this. So, yeah, we're going to go fully loaded. So, for me, that's a Scarlet win by 10. I'm going to go brave. I'm going to go Scarlets by 10 and hope that I haven't shot myself in the foot. So, who else wants to have a crack at that one?
I think Bayonne are going to go for it because it's going to be in France. I think it's going to be a tough game for the Scarlets. If they have been playing well, but I think Bayonne will beat them by 4 points.
Bayonne by 4. Wanker.
Well, look, you've qualified already, so fuck you. Yeah, Bayonne, go for it.
Yeah, well, for us, it's about securing a guaranteed home. If we win, if we come top, and then you're virtually guaranteed a home, 2 home fixtures if you win and stuff like that. It's to do with playing at home more than anything. James, what's your forecast, mate? What's your prediction?
Yeah, I think the Scots will win quite comfortably. Bayonne the rock bottom, they got 0 points. Do you think Scarlets will go fully loaded?
I think they will. One? I think. Why would we not? I don't think.
Well, just a bit of momentum. Yeah, it's just this job done, isn't it? I don't know. It's. I'll go for this. What did you say? 10, didn't you? Yeah, I'll go for the same there. Scarlets by 10.
Okay, Scarlets by 10. And Reese?
I'd go Scarlets by 15. I've been looking at some of the results there.
Okay. So, next one then is Brive and Cardiff. So, again, out in France, weather forecast is a damn sight better out in France than it is for us. So, what are we thinking? Brive are similar position, aren't they? They got nothing to play for.
So they haven't. I'm a bit worried about some of the injuries starting to show with Cardiff. We get a job on Newcastle with some very good kids coming on. And some youngsters that have been more established. So I can't see any other thing than a Cardiff victory. It's a wooden table. I'm touching the wooden table. But no, I can't see any other result. I'm going to say Cardiff by 15.
Cardiff by 15. That's a brave man. Good man. Carwin, does your dog want to be on
chasing him?
You fucking John, I think. Sorry, I don't know what's going on here. I'm about to. Yeah. So I think Cardiff are going to have to go with a strong team, like I say, purely because the amount of injuries they've picked up over the weekend or last couple of weeks. Obviously, with the playing pool they have. But I think Cardiff are going to have a fairly strong team out, and I think they're going to win by about 17 points.
By 17. That puts your 15 into the shade, Reece,
Once again, I don't feel like a proper fan.
Well, look, Cardiff, in this competition, they've just brushed people aside, and I think if they go with a strong enough team, they'll do the same to Brive.
Jane, what's your thoughts?
Yeah, I'll go for Cardiff win. Brive have been absolutely awful in this competition. They got battered 61-5 by Connacht last week. They're not going to give a toss. And I think Cardiff will go there with some momentum now and an incentive to finish top of the pool. So I'll go for Cardiff by at least 15.
By 15. Cool. And yeah, I agree with all the same sort of things. So I'm going to go Cardiff by 20. I think you're just going to run them ragged. I think it's going to be a nice, dry, open pitch and you're just going to rip them a new arsehole. So yeah, that's and it means that actually Reece, out of the 4 of us, So Carwyn has predicted a bigger win. I've predicted a bigger win, and Jamie was probably umming and ahhing about Cardiff. I'm going to call yourself a Cardiff supporter. Honest to God, son, come on, sort yourself out.
It's the Cardiff mindset.
So, right. So, speaking of mindsets and never saying the win word, James, what's your predictions for Dragons and Lions, mate?
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to this one. So Chris Kerwin wrote a really good article in the Argus about this. If we win, we're guaranteed a home tie in the last 16. If we draw, we could still get a home tie in the last 16. But if we lose, unless it's a freak result, we're still going to qualify, but it means we'll have to go on the road. So there's a lot to play for. I expect Dragons to go strong. I expect Lions to go strong as well because, they'll want to finish and try and get high up the pool and get a home tie as well.
Be a humdinger.
He's thinking about predicting a win. There's a little cogs predicting a win in the back of your brain there. I can see him, Jim.
We are capable, but we haven't beaten Lions whenever we've played them, and I do think they'll have a little bit too much firepower. So what I think Lions will edge it by 3 points, but I think Dragons will still go through regardless. That'll be my prediction. So Lions by 3.
Lions by. How close were you to predicting a Dragons win, though?
Very, very close, but it doesn't feel right. It's not comfortable. I don't like it.
You start coming out in hives.
It doesn't feel right. Sorry.
Reese, what's your prediction, mate?
I'm going to say, Lions. Yeah, Lions. Lions by 5.
Lions by 5.
5, yes.
5. Yeah. Oh, okay. Carwyn?
23 all.
How many cronies did you have?
Yep, 23 all.
We're going for a draw. Okay.
We've only drawn once for them before, so
yeah, that's right.
We had another draw
in South Africa as well, wasn't it?
That's right. Yeah.
You never know.
So I'm going to go Dragons by 5, just purely to kind of wind Jamie up. And somebody's predicting a Dragons win, and he just doesn't like it, and you can see it in his eyes. He's going like bastards. I genuinely think Dragons will have them.
No, let's hope so. Isn't it? Let's hope so.
So Ospreys game is on Friday night, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
Yeah, I thought
8 o'clock.
Yeah, okie. And is it on? It must be on BT then.
I think it's on every channel you can watch it on, mate. That's how big a game it is.
Is it on BBC Two though? I don't think it is it?
No, that's S4C if it's on there.
Isn't it? Yeah,
I'll double check.
Via Play as well and all that.
Yeah, because it should be the home game. Will be that's an away game, isn't it? Anyway, Carwyn, what's your prediction for Leicester Ospreys, mate?
Well, like I say, it's a massive game. Leicester have already qualified. I think they've already qualified. I'm not sure if they qualified for a home match. I'm not entirely sure. However, because they've qualified, it doesn't matter if they go full strength or not. We had a hard game against them last time. I think if both teams are fully loaded, I think it will be an absolute humdinger of a game. And we'll get a bit of support up there as well. I think it's going to be a close match, and I'm going for the Ospreys by 4.
Ospreys by 4. Okie. Oh, I'm on the wrong.
Come on.
Absolutely, I am absolutely buzzing.
That would be your phone again, mate. You need to take it off my brain. Reese, what's your thoughts?
Yeah, I'll go for an Ospreys win as well. I'll go for Ospreys by 5. Yeah.
Come on now.
I'll do more than that.
Ospreys by how many?
5.
By 5. Okay. Jamie, what's your prediction?
Well, the first thing to say is I just double checked that the game is live on S4C. So that's good for those who don't have BT Sport. So it's live on SRC and BT Sport. Look, Welford Road, is a very hard place to go. But I really do think the Ospreys will turn up and do a job on them, especially up front. They have floundered a little bit since Borthwick has left for England, but they did have a very good win out in Claremont, in fairness. So they'll be all guns blazing. It's not going to be easy for the Ospreys, but I am going to back the Ospreys 100%. Yeah, let's go for Ospreys by 7.
Ospreys by 7. Okie. So, yeah,
Will
difficult.
Scarlett do it? Will the Scarlett?
This is difficult for me. So I'm going to go for a draw.
Oh, come on. Where's the clean sweep?
You just can't do it, can you?
I just can't. There was a little bit of me thinking.
Psychological barrier.
Yeah.
A point will be enough, though.
Yeah.
I think 2 points.
Do you know, I think it's going to be, I think a lot of it will come down to the weather. I genuinely do. Just because, I mean, you're a very forward-orientated team. They're a very forward-orientated team. It's going to come down to one mistake either way. And with the rain, and if there's meant to be bloody snow forecast and all sorts of stuff, so you can never really tell which way it's going to go. So, I can't bring myself to say Ospreys, but draw is as...
Of course you can't.
Draw is as good, as close as it's going to get, Car. So,
I'll take that.
That's basically him suggesting a win, isn't it? It
is.
Yeah.
He wants to say it. He wants to.
Win.
But he just doesn't want to say it publicly.
Yeah.
Hey, boys, before we wrap up, I just want to ask you this, see if you know. And no cheating, no looking on Google or your phones. Obviously, all the Welsh teams won on the weekend. Yeah. Do any of you know the last time that happened, when all Welsh teams won on the same weekend in Europe?
Yeah, I saw this morning.
Oh, it must have been about 2003.
It was 8 years ago? 8 years ago, something like that, was it?
I have no idea.
That would put it.
It was October 2016.
How long ago was it?
Were we all in the Challenge Cup at the same time?
I'm not sure. So on that weekend, Cardiff beat Poe, Scarlets defeated Sale, Dragons beat Breve, and Ospreys beat Newcastle. So I don't know whether that was all Pioneer Cup or Challenge Cup. I would say it'd be a mixture. But October 2016 was the last time all Welsh teams won in Europe, and let's hope for a repeat of this weekend.
Well, I want to know what the scoreline was the week after.
Yeah.
We don't need to know that.
What happened the week after?
We don't need to know.
To be honest, even outside of... That's not just Europe, isn't it? That was the last time all 4 Welsh sides won on the same weekend.
You sure? Oh no, I don't think it was that long ago. No,
can't have been.
This is Europe. No,
there's a ridiculous stat. Somebody put a ridiculous stat out that it's been God knows how many weeks since all 4 Welsh sides have won on the same weekend.
I don't think it was October 2016. Though. It's got to be sooner than that.
I think that's going to have to be one that we'll have to find out for next week. When was the last time all 4 Welsh sides?
Well, look, I'm extremely excited for the squad announcement tomorrow. So happy days, onwards and upwards.
So before we do, we'll do another pod tomorrow for the squad announcement. But since last week, we've now got a new defence coach and a new attack coach. So I say new because King has been with us before, hasn't he?
Yes, when we won in 2013.
Yeah.
Oh, 2017.
17.
Yeah.
2017, not 13.
But he filled in for one season, didn't he?
Yeah, 2017 he was.
Yeah.
Was it? I thought he was there as well. Was it? Hang on now.
I don't think he was.
I'm sure he was. Someone was there with Howley in 13.
No. What do
it says here, he joined as Wales attack coach 2017 Six Nations. It doesn't say 2013 on the WRU website.
So what do we make of him? Well, I think the defence coach is more of an interesting appointment, in all honesty. But what does everybody make of them?
Well, Alex King, we know a lot about him anyway already, don't we? He's quite experienced. He's been with Wales before. That one wasn't so much of a surprise. We saw his name kept cropping up a lot. Mike Forshaw's an interesting one because it did look like Paul Cuscard was going to be taken over, and Wales Online were, adamant that he was going to be the man. But obviously things have changed. He's very much in the Sean Edwards mould, isn't he? Northerner from Wigan, rugby league background. So the comparisons to Sean Edwards have been running rife already. But it's a good sign, isn't it? And I think I read at the start of the sale conceded the least tries in the Gallagher Prem as well this season. So I think it's a very good appointment. I would have liked Paul Gustard, don't get me wrong. But on the whole, I think it's a pretty... But the proof is in the pudding, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. Let's see if he can transfer league to national team. Let's see if we can do that first.
So let's see what happens.
Have you found there's a bit more of a sense of excitement about the announcement of the team tomorrow? And indeed, the Six Nations as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
I am personally, but a lot of my friends...
I got a feeling it's going to be a couple of big surprises. And I think Welsh Rugby, Twitter and Facebook are going to lose their shit because Gatland always comes up with a couple of surprises. But he does now and again, Gatland. I think there's going to be a couple of big talking points. Well, I hope so anyway, because it'll make the pod more interesting and it'll make things more fun. Borthwick and Gatland, and we've seen Jones last night being appointed Australia coach. I mean, it's just brilliant, isn't it? Well, the World Cup is going to be fantastic, Jones and Gatland now in the same World Cup pool. And Australia could meet England as well in the World Cup quarterfinals. It's just brilliant. Rugby's going back to place at the moment. I love it. Yeah.
Happy days. There we go.
Right. Okay then, gents, we shall we'll knock it on the head there, and I'll try and get this one edited and out before we meet again tomorrow afternoon to discuss the
Nice one, Lee. Happy days.
It might be a late one tonight, and we'll pop this out in the morning, and then we'll do a bit of a shorter one for the squad announcement, Gatland's first squad announcement tomorrow afternoon. So. All the best, boys. Enjoy your rugby, and we shall see you then.
Yeah, nice one. All the best.
That's a wrap.
Bye now.
Cheers.
See you now.
Thank you for listening to this week's show. We hope you enjoyed it enough to come back next week and listen again. So please do subscribe, rate and review the pod, as it really helps us on most of the platforms that we appear on. You can keep the conversation going on Twitter and Facebook by searching for us or WRAP, WRRAP, or you can email us on Welsh Regional Rugby Pod @gmail.com. We'll be back next week to do some more of the same. We hope you'll come and enjoy us, and in the meantime, enjoy your rugby.
Sports Social Podcast Network.
Judy was boring.
Hello.
Then Judy discovered ChumbaCasino.com.
It's my little escape.
Now Judy's the life of the party.
Oh, baby, mama's bringing home the bacon.
Whoa, take it easy, Judy. The Chumba life is for everybody. So go to ChumbaCasino.com and play over 100 casino-style games. Join today and play for free for your chance to redeem some serious prizes. ChumbaCasino.com. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18+ terms and conditions apply. See website for details.